Good day, I'm Stephen McHugh, and this is your JIS news for Wednesday, June 5. The government and China Harbour Engineering Company, CHEC, have signed a Memorandum of Understanding for the Greater Infrastructure Development Program, GIDP. The GIDP is the successor agreement to the soon-to-be-concluded Major Infrastructure Development Program, MIDP. Projects planned under the GIDP include a ring road around the Kingston metropolitan area and extending the Mandela Highway improvement works to the Old Harbour Bay roundabout. It also involves the construction of bypasses and township roads, as well as drainage improvement works across the island. The MOU was signed in China on Friday by Minister without portfolio in the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation, Pernell Charles Jr. He used the assignment to reiterate government's commitment to improving Jamaica's road infrastructure. The minister was in Macau for the May 30 and 31 10th International Infrastructure Investment and Construction Forum. He was also present for the 5th China Latin American and Caribbean Infrastructure Forum. During his visit, Minister Charles met with the chairman and president of CHEC, as well as representatives from China's Exim Bank and Ministry of Commerce. In Parliament Tuesday, Transport Minister Robert Montego used his sectoral contribution to announce the state's electronic traffic enforcement plans. He said the ministry would be partnering with the Passport Immigration and Citizen Agency, PICA, to stop individuals with outstanding traffic tickets from leaving the island. Minister Montego said offenses such as running the red light or improper lane usage would be recorded on traffic cameras, and offenders would receive electronic tickets in the mail.
We are leveraging technology to assist in road safety. All of this should have been done already, but these new things take time and the process of approval is long.
Minister Montego also revealed that starting September 1, motorists will be encouraged to drive with their lights on during the day to help reduce traffic crashes. The Jamaica Civil Aviation Authority, meanwhile, is to complete an accident and incident investigation facility for the island's airports by March 2020. This is to assess the cause of incidents at airports to prevent them from reoccurring. The drafting and passage of the Civil Aviation Air Transport Regulations is to be completed by 2021 to provide a framework for operations in the civil aviation industry.
Mr. Speaker, approximately 2,000 flights pass over Jamaica on a weekly basis, and we are responsible for the safety in our skies.
A private consortium is to control 34 kilometers of the island's right-of-way and rails through a partnership with the Ministry of Transport and Mining. The company will help in improving the tracks, buy their own engine and coaches, and pay a royalty per passenger for the permit from the Jamaica Railway Corporation, JRC.
This service will start in Montpelier to Catadupa as a tourist attraction and eventually go on to Appleton, but we are going to do it in phases. In addition, the stops along the route will have Jamaican businesses, so hairdressers, vendors, craft people, all from the immediate communities, no big chain stores. We want to put life back into these communities so that the shopkeeper, the dressmaker, the fruit vendor, the farmer, and the artist will be allowed to benefit.
Portfolio Minister Robert Montego was speaking during his sectoral presentation in Parliament on Tuesday. He said a train maintenance facility, a railway museum, and food court are to be established at Montpelier. Minister Montego also disclosed that a school train service is to begin soon at the Old Harbour to Spanish Town and Spanish Town to Linstead Legs. The train schedule will be synced with that of the Jamaica Urban Transit Company, JUTC.
The service will get our children off the streets of Spanish Town early, and it is safe and reliable. Mr. Speaker, as we improve the roadways, people will buy more cars and eventually the gridlock on the roads will continue. We need to move away from the policies of moving vehicles and get to the place where we prioritize moving people.
In other news, the Child Protection and Family Services Agency, CPFSA, says there is now a 24-hour turnaround time for receiving child abuse cases, after which the reports are assigned for investigation and intervention. CPFSA CEO Rosalie Gage-Gray says this is one of the efficiencies resulting from the 2017 merger of the Child Development Agency and the Office of the Children's Registry. Mrs. Gage-Gray says that with investigators and registration officers based at the same location, the agency is able to wrap up cases within 3 months' time.
We are seeing an increase in the cycle time of receiving a report and intervention happening. We also have seen where we are using more electronic IT services to get the information in a timely manner. So we have a social services software, that's Sohima, where we are able to track the cases of abuse on the system in a more efficient way. And so we are able to get the information to make strategic decisions.
Mrs. Gage Gray was speaking Sunday on JIS's current affairs program, Get the Facts. She urged the caregivers to look out for red flags of abuse.
The child might become withdrawn, the child might be sad, a child who would normally laugh and have fun is just not wanting to go out to play, a child who is withdrawn, a child, probably for a younger child, starting to wet the bed again. Things like that would give an indication that something might be wrong, and we ask that you inquire into it and find out.
And finally, a traditional nine-night will be held for the late former Prime Minister Edward C Agha in the Tivoli Gardens Square at 7:30 this evening. Culture Minister Olivia Grange, who made the disclosure, is encouraging persons who are unable to attend the wake on the 9th night since Mr. C Agha's passing to organize their own tributes. She says Mr. C Agha, who spent much of his life promoting and preserving Jamaican culture, would want Jamaicans to take pride in these rituals. Events paying respect to Mr. C Agha, who died on May 28 on his 89th birthday, are ongoing. Condolence books have been opened at several locations, including the Office of the Prime Minister in Kingston and Montego Bay, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade, Gordon House, and at Jamaica's missions overseas. Schools today also paid their respects to the late former Prime Minister, with students performing a cultural or religious piece during the final hour of the school day. And this morning, Mr. C Agha's body was lying in state at the Jamaica Labour Party headquarters on Belmont Road in Kingston. Jamaicans in Western Jamaica will get their chance to pay their respects at the Montego Bay Civic Center on Friday from 9 a.m. to 12 noon. The body will then travel to Ocho St. Anne, where it will lie in state between 2 p.m. and 5 p.m. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Stephen McHugh. Thanks for watching.